Don't know if I missed it, but did you share your thoughts on LEC going online? No, I haven't really talked about it yet. Or like, I talked about it weeks ago, I guess I should say. I mean, TLDR is that I don't think League of Legends being online is necessarily a good idea because people don't realize like how important it is. As much as LEC Studio was not maybe the best, just seeing the players on camera, just having an RL interview with them, just like everything that comes out from there being something in person makes a huge difference. I think everything online will make it like very soulless and not good in my opinion. However, LEC Studio was really bad. So the ideal world would be that LEC Studio goes away, but then a new studio comes up or something, because the LEC Studio was horrible. So I don't think it's really going to be a downgrade or an upgrade by being online, but I do think long term, I don't think it's good long term for League of Legends to be primarily online. I just don't see it. Like, just look at, for example, LCK Studio, which is way better than LEC Studio. I know people are saying like, oh, but if you get more matches, it's fine. First of all, I fucking hate hearing that because people cope that having more official matches is somehow gonna make the region more competitive with Asia. No, it won't. That is just cope. Stop it. Like, people always be like, best of three, best of three. Oh my god, best of one is so bad. Best of three. Okay, you don't want to watch a best of three on bottom tier teams. You just don't.
R.I.P. Lek.
You just don't, man. Why Moonspit over Adaptive in Runes? Moonspit Shard is very OP right now, and I think you should kind of play it on every champion. It heavily outscales the Adaptive Force, and Moonspit is just a very OP stat. Having 8 MS is way stronger than having 9 AP. It's just way stronger. Sylas is back in meta now? Why is Sylas back in meta? Oh, he did game win rate. Oh, wait, what? He gained 1% win rate, and that's mostly probably due to what? Like, Lissandra enters more meta, so he's good into Lissandra. Shyvana enters meta, more good into Shyvana. Is like that why? A new Riot Froxon tweet. Apex LP gains. Hey everyone, we had a lot of attempted changes to resolve some of the root issues with the Apex experience this year. Some have worked okay and others haven't worked as well. We wanted to shine a light on changes that are going out hopefully today and how we're going to approach it for the near term. I wanted to apologize for the experience that people have been running into so far. I think this is the first time where I'm actually reading Riot apologizing for something. What the hell? Does every region have negative LP gains? Less than 5 of our 16 regions are having negative LP gains in Apex right now. And there are two varying extents. Some of those are experiencing it consistently and others just a little bit more, and most none at all. Is Aegis of Valor causing this? We don't see any long-term impacts on LP gains caused by Aegis, especially given that the majority of regions are functioning completely fine. What's going on then? Masters being more chewable this season, the best players getting stronger as the years go on. Okay, we're coping. No, that's cap. Is expanding the gap between the bottom of Master and the top of Challenger. The additions of Challenger duos made it more challenging to balance some of these games. Okay, that's fair. While we took preemptive mitigations to reduce the impact of things like rank 1 and 2 duoing together, they weren't powerful enough and resulted in the best players catapulting further ahead. The rollout of our improved matchmaking and better balance to duos, this is now live in every region, does a better job of balancing duos and balancing autofills to make Apex matches more balanced in over 90% of cases, but there is still work to be done when their very best players are doing together. In the live ranked system, the max LP attainable has a soft cap to prevent LP gains from getting too high, which combined with the above issues has led to a less than ideal Apex ladder experience. I'm so confused where we're going right now. Are you going to reset the ladder? There are some set of people who are really vocal about resetting the ladder. At the same time, there are a lot of players who will find it very frustrating for all their progress to be reset, and while some players will be happy, others will not. The changes we're making. The max LP attainable has a soft cap to prevent LP gains from getting too high. Okay, so that means that if you're really like winning a lot of games, like let's say it's like a rank 1-2 duo, and you're like probably like about 2000 LP, you're gonna get soft capped now. So that means that your LP gains will slowly become worse and worse to the point where if you lose one game, you'll have to win like 10 games to make up for it, which will make it impossible to climb, of course, and then eventually you're gonna be capped at the LP basically, right? The closer you get to the top of the ladder, you'll need a higher and higher win rate to climb. Okay, so we're gonna get capped. As player gets closer, the gains will be plus 10, minus 30. We're going to remove this cap, which will unbound LP on top end, and result in the very best players being able to play and climb to pretty high LP values. What? What? It will also make LP gains for the entire Apex ladder more stable, but LP cutoffs for Grandmaster Charge will also increase when most players no longer have negative LP gains. What? So it's gonna be... So the rank 1 in Challenger is gonna have 5k LP, bro. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? How does this make sense? Somebody explain. I need to read the rest of the post after. Bro, what the fuck are we doing? We expect most regions to reach peak LPs 3k and 4k. I'm done. I'm done. This game is dead. Okay, let's actually keep reading this shit, because this is like actually insane. What am I watching? The future. Us making climbing at Apex less daunting caused us to add Grandmaster several years ago, and we're nearing some of these fields now. The skill gaps in Apex are getting too big. In some regions also the number of Grandmaster Challenger slots being too low for how big the region is also contributing to the cutoffs being very high. US being a notable example. We might also reconsider the top end of how much LP you can gain per win, but need to be considered how much this incentivizes smurfing. Changes to systems like this are a natural part of League being a long-lived game and having growing player skills over time. We expect most regions to reach peak LPs of around 3,000 and in some top-end cases close to 4,000. Like, really? I mean, I get it, right? I just won a solo queue game. I got 60 fucking LP at 1560 LP Challenger. Jam. Like, really? Is this really the best way for, like, what Riot has to do? Like, okay, I understand. Riot is saying that the problem is that it's harder to balance matchmaking because of duo and because, like, apparently the players are better than they used to be. So what happens is that, like, those really good players, they smurf on the rest of the players and they get really high LP. So Riot has two choices. Either they completely soft cap them and they make it like, okay, you can climb above 2,000 no matter how good you are, let's say. Or the second option, which is that they're gonna extend it further. They're gonna make people climb to 3k LP and stuff. But as a result, what that's gonna do is it's gonna move the cutoff to Challenger even higher, and cutoff to Grandmaster is also gonna be higher, right? As a result. It feels really wrong that they're doing this. What it does, it makes high rank lose their prestige even more than they already have. Yeah. If anything, they just make it so you have to grind more, no? Like, I swear, every Riot decision at high elo is just like, play the game more. Literally. Like, every decision they make is just catered towards spam more games. It's not even about how good you are necessarily. It's more about, hey, play 8 hours in a row for a game, at least per day. You know what I mean? Like, the way high elo is constructed in League, it's very grind heavy. It's like this decay system being 14 days is fake. Because what happens is if you don't play 7 days in a row, your MMR gets completely fucked. You're basically incentivized to play almost daily. That's how it works. So it just like kind of just makes people who just play and play and play and play like benefit. Have I seen that Chovy is building Protobelt on almost every champion? Yes. Let me try to explain the Protobelt, okay? The reason why Protobelt is being built is not because of the Actu. The Actu is irrelevant. It does help against specific champions though. Let's say you have a Protobelt into Ari, all of a sudden you can dodge a Q or an E a lot easier, right, with the Actu. But the reason why he's building Protobelt is simply because in the past, like first of all, building tanky is very valuable in competitive games. If you go through all the seasons, like all the years in the past, let's say 6 years or even more than that, pro players have always built more tanky than you see originally in solo queue, where people just want to buy a Shadow Flame second and then a Rabadon third and avoid stuff fourth, right? People just want to buy damage in solo queue because that's what dopamine gives you. The best way to play League of Legends is to build defensive actually in pro play and in high elo, right? Which is why, not just mid lane specific, just in general in every role, right? So, to continue the point, in the past, most majors basically bought a core item, such as Malignance, Blackfire Torch, or whatever, and then the second item was usually something like Lianji in the past, right? Riley, depending on the champion. In the current AP item system, there is no good health item in the game anymore, because Lianji got brutally nerfed so much and Riley is very bound to specific champions. So Chovy came up with Protobelt, because it basically, Protobelt is about 120% gold efficient item, which, sure, that's pretty good, right? The base stats are 120% gold efficient. And then he just slaps a Protobelt on every champion, because it gives you health, right? And then it gives you some AP and haste. I don't think it's good on every champion. I don't think it's good in every situation. I think it's occasionally good. So we went from it being underutilized to it being overbought. That's what's gonna be, like, what's gonna happen now, right? What about Dusk and Dawn? Dusk and Dawn is OP item, but most champions don't really use it. Mages, right? It's not like you're auto-attacking with Dusk and Dawn on Orianna or Hui or something like that. But yeah, I think, like, for example, Protobelt Rush on Aurora is smart because the champ doesn't need mana and she lost Lianji, which used to be her best, like, rush item in pro play because it gave HP. But now it's replaced by Protobelt, which makes sense. But Protobelt every game on every champion can be bad because you just sometimes, like, it will stunt your build and you won't do enough damage for the team comp. Sometimes you won't need the extra HP depending on the champ you're playing, depending on the team comp you're playing. So yeah, Protobelt TLDR sometimes good, sometimes bad.